that feels weird to say. All the way in 38 now. As we take a look today at WRAH's opening game. This new roster, that is, of course. We have seen the org before compete with others. They're going to be taking on a Finnish side here in Abriosa as their opening game. On Nuke, we are. As we like to say, with WRAH starting on that T side then, to kick things off, losing that knife round. We had a big knife discussion pre-game. Just spoke with a couple for a bit beforehand about specifically what knife skins they were using and so on. Apparently didn't help in the knife round. It turns out we'll see about the pistol as they do just run through here into ramp. They're going to be getting a 2-for-1 as well, despite dinking one another in the end. We'll see them get down to that base site as well, only one waiting for them. In Mix, who does at least get actually 2 kills. Eventually close the door on him. Another door opens. Just as that happens, Luke here to protect Ancient then. The Estonian still looks to get that bomb down. Luke tanking it though for now. He has left himself open to single door, but now just kind of holding it down. They've got so much time to spend as well. With that bomb still to go, but they just rush it down. As Luke and Ancient combine to set up the first round here for the UK side. Or mainly UK side, I should say. Again, Ancient, of course, of Estonia. Luke himself, a pre-announced stand-in, as I'm sure you saw in the, if you did see that original tweet, when the roster was revealed. He's currently standing in for WRAH, who is out temporarily. Could be back tomorrow, though. We'll see. Obviously, another game coming up real soon here. So we'll have to stay posted on that one. As WRAH do get into a pretty solid anti-eco round. A couple back tens to make the money, as it were. Against just unarmored opponents on barely even upgraded pistols on most fronts. Got Aska and Suba. Just the only ones with any sort of investment into this round. Not even that many rifles to find either for that CT side. A kill would not help them too much. They do only get one as well. That Galil quickly being picked up by Thing, who with a 2k gets himself almost to that 5k club already. In this third round where Abriosa are going to have the money to buy up. Light work of the late push in from WRAH as they yet again ended up with just having that round timer be their enemy in a way. These late pushes, when they're not hyper organized, they can seem a little tame. We saw that earlier in one of the first gun rounds when they came in from Mini on the wraparound, and it looked nothing more than just tame. And again, the lack of organization and lack of coordination, it just isn't ideal with Mix. The absolute opposite, that move of uncoordinated, makes it work for a Suba flash, but then Suba goes down. Mix, oh, he stands tall. Outside is weakened though. Two's come in to try and rotate, to try and help out. Oh, from his previous angle, but then does take a bit of damage that time. While dealing some of his own on towards Topple. Yet again, A looks to be the move. With Luke and Ancient still waiting inside. Topple fakes something of an outside into secret move, but Toot's got this covered. Picking up that op and holding down the angle, he'll see that it is likely a fake. With only 4 players, they can't really move anyone over now. Use that information in any way. Top of having moved in. Toot will try to assist on A, but actually they're heading towards ramp now. There's only Veska here in the corner. They spot him out early. Oh, and he just goes down. They help defender comes in too. Oh, but he falls as well. Luke, the ultimate interest dragger right now. Even with one hot in their heels, there's only one on bait. Do they look for him? Oh, he opens the doors. Oh, but it's not to great effect, is it? Finally, a late push seems to be working here for WRAH. Luke gets down the bomb untouched before it went down. Toot wasn't looking at that angle when he came out, but then He barely came out. Took him too long. Made too much noise, basically, when he did. 93 now the score. Are they going to open up another streak here is the question. Abriosa. Just after they lost that previous one. Because 2 rounds already in a row. If they get any more in this half, you would be scared for WRAH. Crazy peeks out. Mix holding it. Oh, it's been caught out, but it's not enough. EOJ admittedly does go down inside, and in fact, WRAH making quite the run here. Thing. What a headshot that is. There is only one left now on the A site. Veiska does come in though. Suba still in the sights. They just have to rotate down now. Oh, but then Ancient gets that kill. There's only Suba left. This round didn't end up so bad for WRAH after all. Oh, Luke. What are you doing, Luke? Oh! Good. That was always the plan. He went alone there with the bomb. I thought he was going to lose the round for them. But steps up phenomenally instead. So a good round for him. Good round for WRAH. I felt like they just went out all the 50-50s, which has just not been the case. The way that Abriosa started up their first streak here was basically just through winning all duels. Not putting themselves in any spots where it wasn't just a 50-50 or better. We'll see how it handles here with the Deagles. WRAH will move through. There is one behind those boxes. Crazy looked for it. Still goes down. It is traded though. Good spam from Luke as well. Tags up another one. Have so many Molotovs to use. And another smoke. One comes out. There's no need to rush this. That's for sure. 2 round single door. The plant does go down. Topple holding it down, but he reloads at the wrong time. EOJ coming out. So great fanfare, getting 1 kill quickly. It has been traded though, and it seems like that will be the end of the road here for Abriosa in the round. And as long as EOJ can't do too much. Almost had it there. A couple kills. A couple tags at least came up with. Not enough. Let's drop. End off this half with a couple rounds. They do have another one to go, of course, in this half. If they... The WRAH map protocols as well is up for debate. It's a new side. Not a lot of historic precedent to go off of in terms of what maps they usually play. Did get to talk just a little bit beforehand, and it does seem to be sort of Inferno for now. Mirage, Nuke, all maps in that pool, which is kind of obvious if you look at that next game. Already been scheduled, already been vetoed to go on to Mirage. We'll have to see what they do in Inferno in future. It seems to be a big favourite. We're gonna have to make Nuke work for now. Already a player down though too. Just made a run for it there with the MP9. Ends up not looking too suboptimal to have that MP9 in the buy. Which otherwise consists of just those M4s and the FAMAS on Suba. I like seeing this. Maybe a little too late in the half. Mix changing up the way he plays outside. I feel like if that was integrated a few rounds earlier, maybe he wouldn't have gotten caught out so often. Him and Suba, there were a couple of liabilities, honestly, in a few of these rounds. The most recent ones is Fing. Good on him. Good headshot. To make it a 4-on-4 immediately as Ancient gets a fortunate peek on that one. Nyx goes down. That leaves open the outside area and A as they wrap around. A beautiful move as Luke and Fing came through heaven and graced the A site with a kill each on it. They've got all that slapped. He can't really save here. It is the last round of the first half, of course, so nothing to save into that next round, but then he is being locked down here. Luke, simple as that, as it is made 9-6 at that break. Run out. Coming up here, WRAHEsports, Abriosa. The fight continues on Nuke after we saw a late scourge from WRAH to get themselves to 6 rounds in that first half, despite suffering a 7-round losing streak when it was down 7-2 at one point. They came back and given themselves quite the chance here in the second half, as long as they won the pistol. And at that point, it looked quite good, I think, in coming back real quick, with Crazy getting a good start to it. Admittedly, Vesca does get quite the trade, and in fact, it will be Abriosa betters it, getting themselves to a 4-on-3 and now an open A site by the seams of it. With only Topple close by, but even he can't really stop this one. Crazy does get one kill back though, quite quickly. Topple goes down, the bomb will too. Crazy. Oh, he's popped up before. He's got himself a free K. No one else really helping him out here unless Luke can come in. They know where he is now though. Even as he picks up the kit, Vesca quite close by. Right, he'll turn to door instead. Mix now up on Hut though. Will be quite the problem. He's checking all the angles you can hope for, but he gets double peaked eventually by just going out too far. Good. And they almost need this as a Hail Mary round. They're not shouldn't expect them to win it, but again, they kind of have to. They do not want to give them a match point this early. Nade stack coming through, fortunately at the wrong place, with everyone else, well, everyone from the T side basically going inside. In towards the lobby, getting a free plant, virtually. Like they probably gained from it by getting Topple for free, and then Crazy quickly deleted as well from the other end. Thing pushes in. Well, has a foot. Think about it at least. But they're not getting a lot from this round, it turns out. Luke and Thing looking for an extra frag here. Won't get it. Suba already killing off Ancient as well. They'll be moving away now. I don't see why EOJ is even hunting now. There's just no point to this. There's only P250s. I guess the only point was to get a couple kills on the board for himself. Stat padding all the way to 18 frags now. Still behind Vesca Mix in the frag department. And if you look across team borders, of course, Luke up there as well. Definitely played well as a stand-in. When it comes to his individual fragging. But again, they have looked a little uncoordinated, you have to say. That might come down to that factor. Even as they set up here on the A site, look a lot better. Using Ancient to come in from Mini as well. Yet to take a casualty in the round, actually, WRAH. To leave Mix and Zuba all alone. Surely this is a first round then on this CT side for WRAH. Can they turn around in any sort of way here? Finn's certainly exploring their options. There's no point in not going for this, is there? Just looking at the money. We'd have to see a pick early here, but it goes the wrong way for them. Topple getting that one instead. Suba tries his luck over towards ramp. I guess the bomb is not his priority right now, because with his teammate falling, that's firmly in the hands of WRAH. With only 35 seconds, there really is nothing to do now for Suba. Maybe get a couple kills to damage this economy of WRAH is the primary objective now. Luke does look for the peak. There's no point for WRAH to hunt him down too viciously. This AWP is just going to get rebought anyway. I guess they do get the kill though, without taking any casualties, and thus maybe can start to build up an economy now. Are a lot of rounds to go though for the WRAH side if they are to come back, if they are to draw this to overtime. It would have to be 9 rounds in a row if you count the round they just won. 8 from this point. Double up, invested. Topple and Ancient this time. It's interesting because I heard Crazy and Ancient were going to be the ones to sort of share op duties. So to put the double upper, or to have the double upper be a top up, may be an interesting twist rather. Just Abriosa. Ignore all those ops, just attack this B site. Luke alone. Luke in flames. And Luke on the floor. It is Ancient, so at least get a kill back. Both of the ops looking for this pick from Ramp, but instead Ancient falls, and so does Topple. It's all on Crazy now. The game slipping out of their fingers, and it will be Abriosa picking up the victory here. 16-7, you'd have to call it pretty comprehensive at that point. Again, a 16-7 scoreline in the favor of Abriosa. Then not quite the start that we were looking for WRAH. We will see you in a moment, actually. We've got more coming. The night's not quite over yet, even though there's not more Counter-Strike left. We will soon be joined by Fing. We'll take just like a 30-second to a minute break. Don't go anywhere. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the WRAH post-game show. As promised, we are here for a slight, well, I don't even know what to call it, honestly, a memorial of the game that's passed. We're actually joined as well by Pronounced IGL. Thing, what's up, man? How are you feeling after that one?
Obviously, it was not the result we were aiming for.
Yeah.
But short notice, not come out of any excuses, but Nuke was kind of one of those maps we were just only starting looking into. Kind of praying that it would end up being like an Inferno or Mirage game, but that was the end of the deal. I mean, our T side came back a bit better, but our CT needs a lot of work on, which is in the plan, so not too worried about the loss. All we can do is just bounce back and keep moving on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we didn't get to see a lot of that CT side, did we? We only got sort of the rounds that you lost. We only saw round one, but it felt like in that one round everything kind of clicked, didn't it? I don't think you lost a single player in that round. You had just the A defense just basically melting everyone away, and Ancient coming in. It felt like a coordinated CT round in a pretty uncoordinated CT half, if that's fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the coordination between kind of all three different positions just needs to be worked on a bit.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of times where it's just like miscommunication between the like outside and then the ramp, and it was just kind of like we're getting outplayed. But I think we'll look back in this game and we'll sort all these issues out.
How do you look on the T side though? Because it felt like at some points, obviously started in a 2-0 lead, but dropped it a little bit after that point. It felt like a lot of the times, I've said it on the broadcast as well, where the clock ended up almost as an enemy at times, where like you went down and it was 15 seconds, 10 seconds on the clock, and all of a sudden the plant was still yet to go down, and then there was too many angles to defend almost. Is that another part of this like uncoordinated part of it? Maybe with a standard as well being worked in the last minute fashion of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just kind of, I don't know, it was a bit of panic, I believe, kind of in our heads, and what Topple was saying was like, we knew what we were doing. It was just kind of like coordinating, being a bit more flexible about like the situations that are occurring. I think we started to pick it up a little bit towards the end, getting a little bit more confidence, but it was a bit of a shame that we couldn't transfer that on our CT side, but you know.
Yeah. How do you look at Luke's performance, by the way? Obviously, just a quick comment. He looked way better than I expected. I don't know what I expected, to be fair.
Single-handedly the worst player I've ever played against. Anyone picks him up, I feel sorry now. Yeah, no, Luke's last minute kind of spoke into, because when they found out today one of our fifths wasn't feeling well, so obviously not going to put him on the stop under weather and play this game. So we've got Luke, who's who we're lucky to have.
He had his shots, didn't he?
Yeah, he really stood out today. So I'm glad we have him to help out for this, and he's really kind of practical when we're doing a practice. Always kind of in there asking the questions, reassuring himself and whatnot. So he's a great, solid player. It's always a privilege to play with him.
All right, well, looking ahead then, obviously starting out the season not quite an optimal way. I suspect the goal, of course, of any open season is to just make playoffs, basically make it out of open, right? How do you... We've got a game coming up here, Cat Girls. I know you guys were talking about it a little pre-game. On Mirage, you said that's maybe a map you'd more like to play on. What are we set to expect from that map from you guys?
Well, knowing from their roster, I mean, it's going to be one hell of a tough game. Just because all of them have had this main experience, which is just like out of our reach right now. So it's going to be tough. But
Bit
yeah,
of a UK
I mean,
derby.
yeah, it could be the underdog story. But yeah, Mirage is one of our confident maps. Just gotta go over some things probably the end of tonight and whatnot, just to reassure ourselves. But no, the game's gonna be tough, so hopefully we can pull some magic out of our hats and show a good result.
We'll look for it. All right. Thanks, man, for joining us here a little bit. Obviously, having to drown a little bit in the sorrows of the game, but I'm sure you guys will pick yourself right up. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.